Hey, what's going on? Um, I am an advocate for marriage. I'm an advocate for strong families, and the reason why I'm an advocate for those things is because they tend to develop strong communities, right? And we live in a time where morals, values is a thing of the past, even to the point where people who are married can behave in such a way that shows that they may be single or maybe inviting others into their space, right? Recent picture that Ciara posted on Instagram tends to be a little suggestive and misleading. And she's married to a man who is a professed Christian, and she is too, Russell Wilson, who has been slammed by other men in this space for being what they would consider a weak man, a beta male. And I have been a defender of Russell Wilson because I have considered him and still do in many respects, consider him to be a strong father, a strong husband ish. We'll talk about that. And a man who's, I guess, trying to do the best he can for God, right? It is what it is. So when I saw that picture, I thought, like, I can't really, it's hard to defend him now because, and I'm not knocking Ciara, at least I'm trying not to, or knocking their marriage, but it does set a bad example, especially them as believers, okay? Before they got married, he claimed that God told him that he is supposed to lead her. And I have video footage to show you. He is supposed to lead her, but um, that doesn't look like it's happening. Or if it is happening, is he leading her toward a closer relationship with God and allowing their relationship to be one that, although not perfect, because no relationship is perfect, although not perfect, one that other couples can look at, younger couples can look at and say, you know what? I can use certain things that they have applied in their marriage in our marriage so that we can be successful. I'm concerned. I'm not saying that they are in a position where they're looking to get divorced. I don't know what's happening, but I will say that a godly Christian husband, in most cases, wouldn't allow their wife to post videos and pictures the way Ciara does. And some of you guys may think Dre's being judgmental. Why is it any of your business? Here's my thing with that. For those of you guys who want to come on this video and say, well, why is it any of your business? You're probably one of the ones who liked the picture. And if you like the picture, why is it any of your business to like their picture? So if you can like something, right, and then it's your business to like it, it's my business not to like it. If you leave a comment on the picture saying, yes, big, yes, yes, work, all that stuff, why is it your business to leave a comment? Just like, why is it my business to speak my comment out? So with that being said, I'm going to show a video real quick of Russell Wilson and what he said about his wife, Ciara, and how God called him to lead her. So let's take a listen.
So tell us how your relationship is going now, especially being an outspoken believer in Christ. She's a believer?
Yes, she is.
And so how are y'all doing?
There's a difference between a believer and a follower, though.
Okay, she a follower?
That's good. Yeah, she's a follower.
Good, I just want to make sure.
So, yeah. So she's a special girl. She's been through some heartaches too. I've been through some heartaches. I was married before. I married the person I was with in high school since I was like 15 years old. That didn't work out, unfortunately. But for me, I just trusted that God would do the healing process, would figure things out for me, and just I'd gone through some ups and downs.
And the thing is, like, he's in the right place here. He's definitely in the right place. Like, there's nothing that he's saying here is particularly wrong.
So I had to really, really focus on walking in the Spirit and living in it. And so I met this girl named Ciara, who was, most beautiful woman in the world. She's the most kind person, the most engaging person. I could probably learn some more from her. Just everything I could ever want. And so I'll never forget, she was on tour. She was traveling, and I was looking at her in the mirror. I was, sitting in the dressing room. She was getting ready to go about 15 minutes before she went on stage, and she was sitting there, and God spoke to me and said, I need you to lead her. And I was like, really? Right now? I was like,
and what does that mean?
I'm looking at this, and he goes, no, I want you to need you to lead her. And so, anyways, I told her, right then and there, I said, what would you do if we took all that extra stuff off the table, and just did it Jesus's way and make sure that, and she was like, really, you do that?
Elaborate what that means, because there's a lot of people out here, their minds are going a whole lot of different places right
What
now.
what do you think it means?
We want to know.
Exactly what you think it is.
Yeah, we're talking about sex. So
yeah, we want to know.
So for me, I knew that God had brought me into her life to bless her and for her to bless me, and to bless so many people with the impact that she has, that I have. We're not going to be perfect by any means. Like, it's not, life's not perfect. Nobody's perfect, but he's anointed both of us.
There is not being perfect, and there is willfully doing stuff that may not be good. Like, there's a difference. Like, not being perfect is us falling on grace. You can't do something knowing that you're doing it, right? And then say, okay, I want grace. It's like weird to think like that. When we're not perfect, we fall on grace. But when we're willfully doing stupid stuff and suggestive stuff, that's not like one of those things that you can say, well, God's gracious. No, you're willfully doing that. Like, so
I know that,
and I believe his heart's in the right place here.
Special. And I told her, I said to her, and she completely agreed. And it was is the fact that, could we love each other without that? If you can really love somebody without that, then you can really love somebody. Look at you.
Yeah. So everything he said here was on point. Like, I have nothing wrong, like nothing to say about it. And if he's going to lead his wife, the question I guess a lot of people are going to be asking is, why isn't he doing that? Or if he is doing that, the question is, would a godly husband lead his wife to do this? I'm praying for their marriage. Again, like I said before, I don't know what's happening behind closed doors, all that stuff right now. I'm not really concerned about that. I'm only concerned about what's being put out there for the public to see. And because the picture she posted was for public consumption, then you're probably asking, like, Dre, how did you see the picture then? I am not subscribed. I am subscribed to, I do follow him on Instagram. I do not follow Ciara. It came up on my timeline. I'm like, yo, what is that? Like, somebody else shared it on their stories, right? On occasion, I look at my friends' stories and stuff, and I'm going through their story. And I'm like, yo, what is that? Like, and I had to like go away with it. And I'm like, wait a minute, is that Ciara? And I was like, dag. Now, some of you guys aren't going to like this video. It is what it is. And that's okay. You don't have to like it. Just like I don't have to like the photo. All right. But at the end of the day, right, we have to really think about what's beneficial for our families. And a husband, right, who is caught taking a photo on a beach somewhere with some woman laid up next to each other, not engaging in any sexual activity, that goes viral on the on the internet, and people are like, oh, this cheater, why is he out there with other women? But then Ciara can post this picture that's suggestively inviting, and nobody is like, hey, some people are like, hey, what are you doing? Like, it's suggestive in this photo. But then other girls, other women, even, those who are of faith are like, yeah, look how good she looks. And Ciara's a beautiful woman, and she doesn't have to do any of that to display her beauty for people to see. But now it's going beyond her displaying her beauty and going to a place where it's suggestively inviting people to see what she has. And here's the thing. She is showing the world the one thing that Russell Wilson has access to that nobody else has access to. So we all have now access to see what only his eyes should be able to see. Listen, you may not like what I have to say today, and it is what it is. I'm not concerned about that. I am concerned about you thinking that it's okay for a married woman to behave so, because it really isn't, especially if the couple profess to be believers in Christ. We can't want God's blessings and then push away God's expectations for us. We should not do that. Here's the thing about that. We want God's blessing, so we speak out into the world what we want, all the selfish things that we want, and we manifesting things in our life, and we speaking it into existence. The problem is this: demons hear it too. The devil can hear it too. And the devil has resources to give you those things that you want and have you believe that it's from God. So you're behaving any which way you want that's dishonoring God. You're being blessed, thinking God is still blessing me. And really, it's the enemy giving you those things so that you don't behave in a way that's glorifying to God. Guys, we have to do better. No wonder the world mocks us because it's things like this. No one is perfect by no means. I'm not perfect. All right, I've fallen short many occasions, but that's where grace comes in. You fall short. Grace comes in. You actively doing things for attention and knowing that it's not really pleasing to God, and you're still doing it, and then telling everybody else, well, you're not loving because you're judging me. Like, where's your mind at, yo? Where's your mind at? It's crazy. And I think we all probably have been in places like that too. So, but I'm praying for their marriage. If Russell Wilson is looking to lead his wife and his family, I'm praying that God will give him the wisdom in how to lead, how to stand firm, and how to be a man and act like such in his marriage. And I'm praying that Ciara would, because she's beautiful. It is what it is, right? She's a beautiful woman. I'm praying that she would allow her light to shine, or not necessarily her light, but God's light to shine through her to others, right? And that when people see her, they see a beautiful young lady and not a woman who is looking to get, who's a woman who's for the streets, as they would say. I don't believe she is, but I'm praying for them. I'm praying for them. And again, if you guys think that kind of behavior is okay, I'm praying for you too, because especially if you're a Christian, we have become very watered down in our faith in Christ, and we treat our faith in Christ as a matter of convenience and not a matter of conviction. We don't have a conviction to live for Christ anymore, because we believe that our faith in Christ is a matter of convenience. And when we live that way, this becomes okay. I'm out. Peace.